What a cool background we have today. That's what you get for staying at a classy Marriott hotel. Today we're going to be talking about the 6 steps to map your sales process. Step 1, define your process stages. When people want to map their sales process, oftentimes they jump in too fast. They go right to the detail. Leaders can't understand it. You got to find something simple, something you can put on one page. Now, this is just going to be a couple shapes. Think your general flow. I got a marketing team, I got a sales development team, I got a sales team, I got a support, a client success team, and then some of the functional areas. You want to just see at a big picture on one page how your organization looks. Number 2, you need to define then a structure as you think about your sales process plan. I'm not big into shapes. I prefer to do things in, random ways just so people can see that it's simple enough. You do shapes, squares or triangles or circles, or as long as everyone's speaking a common language, it doesn't, in my opinion, matter that much. But there are some great tools out there to help you do that. Lucid is one of them. Shameless plug for our friends up at Lucid Software. So number 2, get some sort of shapes, get some sort of common language. Next, you're ready to get your current state process map. Now, the problem with this step is that so many organizations feel like they just know what their organization is already like, and so they don't actually take the time to interview stakeholders. And you have to take the time to interview stakeholders if you really want a current state process map. What does that mean for sales? It means you got to get down and talk to the front line, the sales reps, the sales development reps, the sales engineers, anybody who's out there living it. You've got to understand that process. Now, ideally, you want to go linear, so you want to start with marketing, and then you want to start with sales development, and then go from there. Those questions become extremely important. How they do their job, and then what numbers they use to measure themselves. Okay, step 3 was current state. Step 4 is reviewing that current state for strengths and weaknesses. Now, too often people get to the current state, they don't actually sit down with functional leaders and throw that thing up on a wall so they can figure out what are the good, the bad, and the ugly. You want to start with strengths. There's going to be great things in your process that you want to highlight. Highlight and find some of those. Then focus on areas of opportunities. What are going to be some of the areas of opportunities? There's always plenty of them. Numbers are always a problem. Prioritization, how people are actually figuring out who they should go after. How you're actually building pipeline. Any handoff in a process always causes problems between marketing and sales. How are they scoring it? How are they measuring it? How are they monitoring that? Sales development to sales, sales to customer success. Anytime there's a handoff, there's going to be a problem. I've done over 200 process maps. There's always uniqueness, but there's always stuff that's similar across multiple organizations. Now, once you've got the strengths and the weaknesses, you move to the future state, number 5. Now I know exactly where we need to go, and I need to visualize that. See if I can start tweaking some of those levers, change things around so that I can get that optimal future state that we're all starting to work towards. Now I begin execution. Step 6 says we need a governance structure to be able to move forward on this future state map and actually be able to revisit it so that it doesn't decay. One of the biggest problems with mapping your process is you do the exercise once, but then quarterly, which you should do, no one ever thinks about it again a year or 2 later. You find that everything decayed back to where it was, and you got to run through this whole exercise. So ideally, a quarterly business review or even an annual, if you have to, revisit that process map, see where it is, and see if you can tighten it. Now, that typically means you'll need a quarterback for that, but it is important to run a governance structure. Those are the 6 steps you need to master in order to map your sales process.